song for you, Sabrina, known by everyone around you as a dreamer.
Hi, I'm Sabrina Leroy, aka Blessed Poet, and this is Pieces of My Story.
Through adversity, weights been lifted, standing gifted, God just set you free. Share your poetry.
Hi, I'm Sabrina Leroy, aka Blessed Poet, the author of Pieces of My Story. Keep loving, keep forgiving, and keep pushing. This is my first book to share my story with others, but I use poetry to share it. I'm also working on my second book to go more in depth of my story so that other people can understand more of my story. I started writing to cope with the difficulties that I was dealing with in life, the pain and abuse that I was going through and not having a father in my life, and just to find a way to cope with the things that were missing in my life. I found God at the age of 14, and when I found God, that's when I
get hit with the 1-2 punch. Bam!
And that's when I found that I had a real gift to write, to inspire others.
I smile at my opponent, waiting to see what he has in store for me next. Wind brushed across my face, but you missed me once again.
I did, but I had somebody that inspired me and told me that there's a lot of people out here that can use my story and need to hear my story, that I shouldn't keep it to myself.
Telling these pieces of your story now.
That title means to me the reason why I call this piece Pieces of My Story, because that's exactly what it is. It's parts of my life. I don't give you the whole story, but it's pieces of my. Sometimes it's easier just to give pieces than to give the whole thing at once. This book is for young people, young women that are broken and grew up fatherless and feel like they can't make it in life, and those young girls that end up even pregnant as a teenager. I was a teen mother, and I was told that I wasn't going to be nothing, that my life was over because I was a teen mother. But truth is, that's not true at all. You can, and you can be somebody in spite of your mistakes in life. You can be that college graduate, that high school graduate. You can be successful, even if you do have a child. I have been in a wheelchair now for 17 years. I've actually been in and out, but for the past 5 years, I've been in a wheelchair permanently. And I got in a wheelchair because I was born 2 pounds 11 ounces. I was born with cerebral palsy. I have rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, glaucoma, and because of the weaknesses I go through, I have to use a wheelchair every now and again. But 5 years ago, I was partially paralyzed because of a hysterectomy I had. And now I'm permanently in a wheelchair, and temporarily I can use a walker. For people that's in a wheelchair, and some people that look at them and count them out, say they're not capable of doing what others do, I'd say this. My disability is just a part of me. It's not who I am. My disability doesn't break me, but it makes me stronger, and it helps me keep pushing. I say to people that's in a wheelchair, keep pushing. And you can do anything that anybody else does.
I smile at my opponent, waiting to see what he has in store for me next.
Number one, God. But I'm also a mother. I think about, if I give up, then what am I teaching my children? And I think about other people that's out there like me. If I could be an example and show people that in spite of your physical disabilities, you can still make it in life, and you can still live a normal life, take care of your family, do the daily things that need to be done, I'm gonna be that example. I don't believe in giving up.
Telling these pieces of your story now.
My story is different because I was a young woman with a disability that got I got abused, I got jumped by my mother and my grandmother as a young child, as a teenager, should I say. And that right there, I should have been broken, but I decided I'm not gonna allow that to break me. I'm gonna let it make me. And even despite my disability, I never let anything stop me. I played basketball in my younger years. I conquered the odds. Doctors said I wasn't gonna see, I wasn't gonna drive, I wasn't gonna be here. And I drive, I see, I take care of my family. I'm not even supposed to be a mother, but God said different. And my story is different because my disability don't define me.
Known by everyone around you as a dreamer. I know your journey wasn't easy. When you tell people where
I'll
you
say
started,
to you, first of all, never let what people say you are or you can't do, don't let that control you. Go for your dreams. You believe in yourself more than others. And for those that's out there that has dreams and don't know how to get to it, find a mentor. Find somebody that can help you believe in your dream. Because that's what I did.
stop you from your mission, so just go ahead. Telling these pieces of your
It is 21 poems in my book. The poems in my book are a direct connection to my life. The Fighter in Me and Inside Out are two of my favorites. The poem, The Fighter in Me, the reason why I wrote that poem is simple. Because no matter what got thrown at me in life, I always got back up and I kept going. And the poem Inside Out, so many people look at my physical disability or the way I dress and they figure, well, because of her disability, she can't do what anybody else can. But to me, if you look past that, you'll see the real me, the strength that I have in me. And Fatherless, that's a poem in my book. So it's for those girls that grew up fatherless. And to let them know, just because you grew up fatherless, you can find a spiritual father or you can find a natural father in your family. Because my grandfather and my uncle were my fathers. Because I didn't have my father. Who am I? That poem is a poem that talks about when I was in a deep, dark hole. And I was trying to find somebody to come help me get out of that hole. But God said, you're looking for the wrong people. You got to look to me. And because I look to Him, I'm where I am today. What I want people to get from my book is this. No matter what you go through in life, you can make it. I want them to see my strength and pray that give them strength to go through whatever it is they're going through. I'm Sabrina Leroy, aka Blessed Poet, and this is Pieces of My Story. You can find my book at Amazon.com, on my website, blessedpoet839.wixsite.com/The Conqueror's Wall.